What happens to a royal fortune when an entire dynasty is erased in a single night and no one left behind a will? Right now, scattered across dusty ledges in London, Paris, and Zurich, sits the ghost of one of history's most contested estates. For over a century, governments, imposters, and international banks have fought a quiet, dirty war over the lost wealth of the Romanovs. Welcome to the Lost Will Files. Today, we are opening the file on Tsar Nicholas II. In July 1918, the Bolsheviks executed Tsar Nicholas II and his family in a dark basement in Yekaterinburg. But before the smoke even cleared, a powerful psychological phenomenon took hold: collective denial. The world refused to accept that an entire imperial bloodline could vanish overnight, and that desperation created the most lucrative hunting ground in legal history. Enter the imposters. Over 200 people claim to be surviving Romanov children. The most famous, Anna Anderson, convinced courts, biographers, and historians for over 60 years that she was Grand Duchess Anastasia. Why did people believe her? Because behind every fake claim was a real question worth a fortune. Where did the Tsar's money go? Before World War I, Nicholas II deposited millions in gold and securities into European banks, primarily the Bank of England and private Swiss vaults, to fund his empire's war effort and shield his wealth from political chaos. But when the Tsar died, he died without a written, legally binding testament of succession. And the new Soviet government was not recognized by the West. So his assets didn't simply pass to the next heir. They entered legal limbo. Under the doctrines of escheat and bona vacantia, unclaimed assets with no clear heir or valid will eventually revert to the state or the crown. But here is the catch. Nobody could agree on which state had the right to claim them. The Soviet Union argued the money was state property. Distant Romanov relatives sued for decades. And European banks? They sat in the middle, collecting fees, delaying payouts, and letting the paperwork dissolve into a century of diplomatic silence. Some of the funds were eventually transferred to Soviet accounts in the 1920s and 30s. Others were swallowed by litigation costs, and some simply disappeared from the ledgers entirely. You might think, I am not a Russian Tsar. How does this affect me? Because the Romanov tragedy is the ultimate case study in intestacy, dying without a valid, enforceable will. Here are two non-negotiable rules to protect your own family from a legal nightmare. Rule number 1, never rely on assumed inheritance. Without a clear, written, legally sound, living trust or will, your bank accounts and assets can be frozen by probate courts for years, draining your estate in legal fees while your family waits. Rule number 2, include a simultaneous death clause. The Romanovs remind us that an entire family can be lost in a single event. If you and your primary heir pass away together and your documents do not specify who is presumed to have died first, your estate can collapse into the exact same succession chaos that consumed the Romanov millions. The Romanov fortune was never fully recovered. Some of it became political currency, some of it became legal fees, and some of it is still sitting in the margins of history, waiting for a signature that will never come. Who do you think really got the last of the Romanov millions? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and subscribe to the Lost Will Files before the archives are sealed again. Next file, the secret handwritten codicil of a Hollywood icon that erased her own children from her will.